everything seems to be working good. Hello, hello, and welcome. Alrighty, so for today, as you can see, I am still working on this commissioned painting for a family friend of her kitty, and I'm just going to go along and continue. So since the last stream, yes, I have worked on it a little bit off stream. I think last time I just did the background and I was kind of starting to work on the fur right here. Here, I'll bring it over so you can see a little better. Hey, and it's Win. Hi, Win. How you doing? Yeah, so as you can see, I worked more on the chest and more on the cat's face. So I'm just going to continue going upwards and working on the cat's face. I did this all last night. So um, it's still, the paint's still wet, so I can still blend in color and that kind of thing. But yeah, good. I'm glad you're doing good, Win. Good to see you here. Let's see. I'm gonna put this aside. Beep, beep, beep. And I'm gonna bring forward my palette. And I'm mixed up last night, grays and blacks and all that colors, but I have since run out on my palette. I know, even though my palette looks full. So I'm gonna remix those colors. I'm good, Win. Doing good. And I'm just so to mix for the black of the fur, I'm using some of this black, white, and the French ultramarine. Good, glad you're doing good, Win. How was your weekend? And how is everyone doing? I know my weekend was super busy and full with making ears. My gosh, I made so many ears. I have 14 pairs sitting next to me right now. Most of them, their fur has been trimmed, so that feels good. Most of them have been hot glued together. There's only 3 pairs that didn't get hot glued. So, and one pair, well, I was working like kind of late at night and I don't know what happened, but there's a pair in there that just like didn't get a wire interior. It got a wire interior for one ear, but not both ears. And I don't know why. I don't know what happened. I don't know what I was thinking. It was just like an oopsie. So I have to I left out all my wire stuff so that I can make the wire interior for that one missing ear. Kind of silly. I was like gluing together the ears and then I was like, what? Where'd the wire go? Realized I never made it. Nice. Getting things ready Fan Fusion. What kind of things are you getting ready for Fan Fusion when? Alrighty, actually, oh, I still have to mix up this white. I just grabbed some pure white and then I add a little bit of turpentine to it to soften it up a bit. There we go. Oh, and then you know what I also need? I need pink. I need pink for her nose. And I know normally you would think, oh, it's just this permanent rose, right? Mixed with some pink. Well, even though her nose is pink, it's still more of like a flesh color. So I am going to mix a bit of burnt sienna in here and yellow. I think I added too much burnt sienna. Whoopsies. Maybe a little bit more permanent rose. And this will be for her ears too. Nice, preparing your outfits. That's a good one. Awesome. I hope you made good progress on getting all your outfits ready. That's good. The colors that I'm mixing here is pretty similar actually to what I do for the insides of the ears of the for the animal ears. Pretty much the same process. See, this is how all my art forms kind of overlap on each other. Alright, I'm putting this aside. I'm bringing forward the kitty. The cat. You need to fix Callum. What happened to Callum? Why does he need fixing? What happened, Win? And right here, no, it's not white, but there is glow from behind in the window. So the light that's catching here will appear as like more of like a light gray. Just kind of picking up where I left off from yesterday. No. Oh no, I'm sorry, Win. I'm sorry that that some of the Velcro got damaged on Callum. That sucks. And that the dry cleaners too. Aw, bummer. See, that's why I hand wash all my cosplays. Unless if they're like super normal clothes, like power, where that's like just normal clothes. But anything else that's not and has like Velcro or buttons, I hand wash everything. I don't even trust it with the dry cleaners. Yeah, do hand wash. And it's not hard. I mean, all I do is we have a sink in our like a large tub sink in our laundry room, and I just get some like laundry soap, and I soak the clothing, so like I get it all like sopping wet first with water, and then I take like the little bit of the laundry soap and I put the cup underneath the water, and then I just sprinkle it all over the clothing, and then I just like scrub everything and just like kind of mush it all together and then wring it out to dry and hang dry. Well, I wish you luck, Win, with fixing your cosplay. I'm sorry to hear that Callum got a little damaged. That sucks. So when I'm doing these cat portraits too, I'm always paying attention to exactly what their markings look like. Not just like a general idea, but all markings are personal to the animal. So I want to make sure I get those accurate. And so otherwise, if I don't get them right, it's almost kind of like a person's face proportions. If I don't get it right, it can look like someone completely different. Hey, it's Evolea. Hi, Evolea. How you doing? No, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Just working hard, getting ready for the show that's not this weekend but next weekend. Oh my god, I can't believe Fanfusion's already here. Oh my god. Crazy. How are you doing, Evolea? How you doing? How was your weekend? Good. Glad you're doing good, Evolea. That's good. Sorry if I'm a little stiffly. I'm feeling fine. What it is it's the fur. I've been making so many animal ears. I even see it floating in the air. I know the cameras can't catch it, but I'm just like, oh my gosh. And I woke up this morning and I realized actually how desperately my desk needs to be cleaned. Um, because of all the I've been just like, oh my gosh, making cosplay ears like absolutely crazy. So there's a lot of faux fur floating around. Yeah, you could kind of, I bet by now you've all been able to tell when I'm like working on when the ear factory is up and running. Just based on the way I sound. There we go. I really like this flat brush here for making little hairs. Actually been nice brush to do so with. That's awesome, Lynn. 10 years. Isn't that cool? That's awesome. Oh gosh, no. I am not sick, guys. I even woke up and I didn't even have sniffles. It's literally just because of the faux fur that's in here. I swear once this stream is done and I leave this room, my nose will clear up. Oh yeah. No, no, no. It's the fur, which I need to desperately clean this room. Like I'm looking around and I'm like, if I wasn't live right now, I would get up and I would like clean everything, which then probably the sniffling would disappear then because it would all be gone. Um, so yeah, no, no, no. I'm 100% fine. True, Evolia, true. All fun and games until he spit out a hurt hairball. Thankfully, I haven't spit out any hairballs. I haven't morphed that far into being a cat. Can I scooch this a little bit? Scooch that a little bit. There we go. Yeah, I'm actually having a lot of fun with this piece and uh just playing around with the fur texture and that kind of stuff. Tried to last night work on this piece a little bit, and oh my gosh, the kitten was such a distraction. Such a big distraction. Because I really wanted to just focus in and work and get as much done as possible because I have 3 commissions after this one. I'm working on another painting, a tail, and a cosplay prop. So I want to, like, keep working. And I'm like, hey, I got work. I gotta, like, I gotta complete this piece. And oh my gosh, the kitten was such a big distraction. And yes, she's adorable and I want to watch her, but that wasn't the problem. The problem was she kept getting into things she wasn't supposed to. And normally with kittens, I know, or even puppies, it's like when you correct them, you tell them not to go play with that one thing, but you give them something that they can play with. So it's kind of like you redirect them. And normally that works with her. That's what I kind of have been doing from the beginning. But this time she was relentless. She was not interested in any toy I wanted to give her. She'd play with it, just like bat around, be like, "Pa, pa, okay, I'm bored. I'm going back to where I want to go." I'm like, no. So I kept getting up. They are. They're like little gremlins getting into mischief. Yeah, my goal for today with this piece is I would really like to finish up the fur. I like to finish the ears. If I could get to the nose too, that'd be awesome. I don't think I'll be able to get to the eyes today. I mean, that would be really cool, but more realistically thinking, I don't think I'll be able to get to the eyes. But we'll see. Hey, it's Midnight Square. Hi, Midnight. How you doing? Midnight, it's been a while. What's up? Good to see you here. And it's CR. Hi, CR. How are you doing? Good to see you here. Yeah, now I'm just continuing to work on this commission painting, doing a little pet portrait. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with where it's going so far. And it's only the first layer, so I'm really just kind of mapping out where the hairs are going, which direction, like, you know, just kind of like larger chunks. And then second layer, I'll go in with finer details of the fur. There we go. Just kind of... Alright, now that the base of the fur is pretty much done, yes, there are lots of details to still add and fur textures, but this is good enough for the first layer, and then I'll go back and add in finer details. See, so much work in little fur, huh? All these little hairs. Now I'm gonna move to the ears. I was working on cosplay animal ears yesterday. Now I'm working on painting ears. So let's see. So at first you would think, oh, inside the cat ears they're just pink, kind of like the color that I'm using here. But actually, there's a lot of other colors going on too. So this is just my base. Then I'm gonna go in with a deeper pink. This might be very bubblegum, but I'm planning on going over it with black hairs. Here we go. And where's this? There we go. Got a fluffy brush here. Gonna blend this out. All different kinds of brushes. I don't know how many brushes I end up using in one painting. Lots of different ones. All different kinds. Hey! Good job, CR, getting a stream streak. That is awesome. Aw, thank you. And thank you to everyone, too, that's always, like, so loyal and faithful, just chilling and, you know, tuning in. I appreciate you all. I'm happy to see, too, that you, like, you know, seeing the process, seeing the art process. And then I have some deeper colors in here that I'm gonna add. Some kind of more orangey. Adding more depth to these ears. Dancing dinosaurs. I like the dancing dinosaur win. Notification, what's on? Oh, okay. And now taking those hairs and kind of blending them in. Alrighty. And taking some of that dark black again. And I'm starting from where the hairs start and fading it into the pink. And as I'm doing this, I'm keeping in mind which way the hairs are going, in which direction. They're going in, and that's the way my brush strokes are going. Thank you, Win, for the Kirby heart. Very sweet. And I'm going to take a flat brush and I'm going to smooth out some of these hairs here. And also too, she has some white hairs mixed in here as well, but I'm going to add that in on the second layer. I'm going to go in with some darker black. All right. One ear done. Well, at least for now. I will be going back in later in the second layer and adding in more details. But as for now, it's as far as it can be. See, oil painting, it takes so much patience to do because of all the layers and waiting for paint to dry. There we go. And now I'm just doing the same, pretty much the same thing, but to the other ear. Gonna grab some pink. There's a paint nugget. Paint nuggets are what I call paint that's dried on the palette, but it chips off and it mixes into the wet paint. Then when you paint it, it leaves all these like little, like, I don't know, pieces. Yeah, and then just adding in the darker pink right over here. I know it looks really bright, huh? Like a super bright salmon. I mean, I think it's okay. Yeah, I have to watch the cats. I mean, I don't want them to like eat or lick the paint or anything, but I mean, I don't just even leave out my paints. I always clean up so they don't really have the opportunity to get into it without me knowing about it. And I mean, I don't know. I have had Clove one time sit on top of a canvas. She just like it was completely wet and she walked on top of it, and that was like the last time I just left a canvas out at camp height. Uh oh my gosh, I had to clean up all the paw prints. Had to clean her paw prints. Her paws got all covered in paint. Um I mean, that was the first and last time that'll ever happen. So, but I mean, I guess I I have a rule with my paints that I never leave it out without like, I just so they don't have an opportunity to get into it. So therefore I don't really have to worry too much. I mean, yes, when little Ivy was in my room last night, she was very, very curious about the paints and everything that I was doing, but I didn't let her get into any of it. She was though like, "Ooh, what is that? Can I play with it?" And I'm like, "No. Here's some paper. Go play with paper." And then she was like, "Okay." But that wasn't her big curiosity last night. Her big curiosity was my curtain backdrop that I use for all my photos and like videos and all that kind of stuff. That curtain, that was what she was curious about last night. Yeah, so Eva Leigh, if you're interested, if you're doing art and painting and you have a pet, I would say, yeah, I think you're totally fine to paint and that kind of stuff. Just fully clean up when you're done or whenever you're gonna leave the room. And then if your pet is someone who gets into things, maybe up and off the floor. My paint box always stays on the floor, but it's always like closed and it has a latch. And honestly, the cats are not interested in the box at all. Thankfully, we don't have any puppies here that chew on everything, but even if we did, I probably would either have it up and off the floor or just close my room, the door. I gotta flip this around. There we go. Flip it back around again. All right. And now I'm just going to go in for the ear hairs. Again, starting at where the hairs start and going outward in the direction that the ear hairs grow in. The paintbrush strokes go in the same direction as the ear hairs. Right there is tea. I just took a sip of jasmine green tea. Really good. What about you, Win? Tea or coffee today? There we go. And I want to see without the glare, because there's a little bit of glare from the oil paint. I'm gonna tilt up my canvas a bit. Oh yeah. When I'm working, I'm typically moving my canvas all over the place. It's very rare that it's just stagnant. Because, like, especially with oil, there's a lot of glare. And I want to be able to see. Sorry, you guys can't see too well. Here, I'll tilt it a little bit, but I still want to be able to see beyond the glare that's happening. All right. Nice. Nice win. Getting some coffee today. That's good. That's fun. Alrighty. Now, onto the nose. The needle nose. The cat nose. Yes. Gotta boop the cat nose. Especially Princess here. That's the kitty's name that I'm painting, Princess. There we go. Each a little pink cat nose. So just blending. And correcting shape. I'm gonna come in with a slightly smaller brush. There we go. Just adding shape to the nose. And I think on the second layer, that's when I'll add in, well, maybe not. Maybe I can, you know what? I'm gonna try, even though it's wet, to add in more like detailed parts of the nose, like the little nostrils and that kind of thing. Too big of a brush here to do that. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and get a smaller brush, because even just refining these details here is just brush is somehow too big. Even though I'm like, I bet this will be fine. Nope. Need my smaller brush. Where did this go? Alright. Could use this guy. Yeah, I'll use the brush. There we go. There's fuzzies. Fuzzies embedded in this brush. There we go. And you know what? There's a little bit of pink on this mouth too that I'm missing. That I will definitely need to add. Hey, it's Nacho! Hi, Nacho. How you doing? I'm working on the kitty. Working on the kitty here. Gotta add a little bit of pink in the mouth. A little pink. It's subtle, but it's there. Yeah, Nacho, what do you think of the little cat? He's turning out cute, huh? Might seem like it's going quickly, but this is only the first layer. First layers always go the fast. Then slows down when I get more detailed into it. I actually want to grab this brush again and kind of blend this out around the mouth. Aw, thank you, Nacho. Thank you. There we go. I think the trickiest part is not losing the shape of the nose as I'm painting this because I keep finding myself like losing the perspective that the nose is in. Because it's more of like a 3/4 view, not straight on. Just have to keep that in mind when painting. I was just doing all this big color blocking, and now doing tiny brush work. Gotta blend in a little bit of gray in here. Just a little bit. Blend that in. It's funny, even though she's a black and white cat, there's so many colors that go into just black and white. So many different values, shades. You're frustrated today. Why are you frustrated, CR? What's going on? Well, I hope that your day can get better, sending you good vibes. Oh, I just said that I'm like, working now on tiny work. Like before I was working on bigger sections and now I'm like back to my tiny brush. Yeah, there we go. I'm actually gonna grab a slightly larger brush and blend in these lines here. Don't want them to look like lines anymore. Just gonna blend them in. Want to keep everything really soft. Aw, I'm sorry, CR. I'm sorry to hear that you're frustrated with parallel parking. Hey, parallel parking is difficult. So, it's all right. Just keep practicing. You'll get it. Nacho, you're funny. Oh, that's a good idea. I like your idea, Nacho, to practice in a video game. Yeah, maybe I don't know, CR, if you have like a steering wheel for a video game, maybe practice there. I mean, if you ding up a car in a video game, it doesn't really matter, right? It's not like real life. In a video game, you just start all over. Not the end of the world. But you know what, CR? Just keep practicing. You'll get it. Like with anything in life, right? Whatever you do, you just keep practicing. And the more you practice, the more you give it time, the better it'll get. And it's sometimes hard not to get frustrated, but sometimes just keep moving forward. Be like, it's okay. I learned from that mistake. Keep making mistakes. You just keep learning. That's all right, Nacho. Thank you for stopping by. And I hope you have a good rest of your day. See you later, Nacho. Bye. Sorry today I'm not super chatty like I normally am. I'm just like kind of started like really focused on this piece. But that doesn't mean you guys like chat away. You guys are all good. I just I don't know. Some days I'm super focused. Some days more casual. Today though, oh my gosh. Especially now moving on to this little tiny cat nose. Look at the little nose. He's such an adorable little nose. I do like doing pet portraits. I find them super fun to do. It's weird. I can't really do people portraits. I can, well, like, I can draw people and make them look pretty, but the person won't look like how they're supposed to do, how they're supposed to look. Um, but yet I can do pets. I can make a pet look like the pet. I don't know what's up with that. Which some people say is harder to do. Um, but I don't know. I think honestly, doing portraits is like either as an artist you kind of have a knack for or you don't. Like you have it or you don't have it. I think any skill, yes, can be like acquired if you're like, I have a passion for this and I like want to be a portrait artist, then like yeah. But I think it comes easier. It is does come easier for some artists than others. Um and like I almost feel like if I was to become a portrait artist for people, I'd have to like stop all forms of art and solely focus on that. And I don't really want to do that. It's not my passion. There's other portrait artists out there. There's plenty of portrait artists. I'll just continue painting pretty people. Now, what's weird though, and I do have a knack for, is silhouettes. I can I can easily draw someone's like proportions, like the silhouette, not just silhouette like outline I'm talking about, but like body structure. I can sketch that. I can capture someone's essence in that form, which again is weird. It's almost like I'm missing a piece. It's like, yeah, I can capture your essence. I can capture your like silhouette, your body shape, but try to do a full face portrait. Nope. It's so weird. You won't look like you. I can make you look pretty, but you won't look like you. Chippies are just fun. I like chippies because it's more like you're painting the personality of that person or that character more so than the physical features of that person or character. Um, which actually makes me want to go back to chibi art really bad because I'm like, I like the challenge of painting someone's personality rather than their physical selves. I know, I know. But see, like when you have like a knack for you have that skill to make that person look like that person in that portrait. I don't know if you realize that, but you do. You just have it. I say keep working at it. Keep doing people portraits because you can do it. I've seen you. Here's this nostril ever so slightly in the wrong area. See, like these little hair, like details, not the hairs in here, but like I swear one thing is like a tiny bit off. And it's very noticeable. Like I was like, what is going on with this nose? There is something funky. Found out I put the nostril in the wrong place. I'm like, oh, that'll make things look funky. Gonna blend some gray in here, make sure the nose doesn't go too far away. Doesn't get too pink too far out. That's super exciting. Spider Noir comes out tomorrow. That's awesome. Yeah, trying not to do that, Evolea. That's what we call overworking an area. And yes, when that's the case, it's best to just step away and come back later. But no, I'm I'm not close to that, so don't worry. There's a fuzzy, and I think it's just embedded in there. There's another fuzzy, but that one's not embedded. Really? Is this one here embedded? Oh wait, haha. I got it. I got it, I got it, I got it. Haha. I know, right? When that bee gif is so cute. I like the bee gif that you always use, Evil Leia. It's so funny. Alrighty. There we go. There's the nose on our little key. Um, I will say though that no, it's not perfect right now, but I don't think I can do any more to it at this point. I think I have to wait for the paint to dry before I can move on and add more details. There's some areas that I do want to make darker and some areas I want to make lighter, but I think I'm gonna have to wait. And that's okay. Alrighty. You know what? Actually, I think I'll have time to start the eyes, which I didn't think I was going to have time to do. But yeah, I'm gonna start working on the eyes. See how much I can get done with those. Oh my gosh, some of these brushes are dirty. I'm cleaning the brushes. And it's not so much to clean at the end. All right, so I'm gonna move this aside and bring forward my palette. Now her eyes are like a golden color, like a gold yellow. Actually, I need more white. I think my cosplans, I think I'm pretty solid on them. I'm gonna do Zoe from K-Pop Demon Hunters Friday, Saturday Jinx, and Sunday Shirako from the Acceleracers. So I think that's my solid plan. Um, might change, but I'm pretty much sure that's what I'm gonna do. Pretty sure. Yeah. So possibly that'll be what it'll be. If I mean I am solid on Zoe. I'm solid on her. She's definitely going on Friday, and same with Jinx. Jinx will definitely be there Saturday. Shirako on Sunday. I don't know. I'm still teetering if I bring him or not. Um, if anything, he will be the one that changes, and I'm like debating if I bring him or I really wanted to also bring one of my fairy outfits and wear my horns. So I might do that instead. So that's what I'm kind of like torn between. It's either Shirako or it's like my fairy self. getting a little bit of that golden color. It looks like I need more yellow and more raw umber. That's my yellow. Trying to make this golden eye color. Her eyes in this photo are kind of dark, so I want to lighten them up. It's just because in this photo, all the light's coming from behind, and so she's kind of shadowed out, but I don't want to translate that in the painting. I want it to be that she is also bright. So I'm kind of like making this imaginary light that's also shining on her, not just the wind, like not just the light source is coming from the window, but also shining on her. And so that means that her eye color is slightly gonna have to change, but I still want to stay true to her original color. But also brighten up her eyes. And actually, I have another reference photo in here. Let me just look. I do have another photo that is like her eyes are lighter. I want to take a peek-sees. Oh. Come on, where is it? I know I have that photo in here. Or at least I think I do. Oh, here it is. I have another photo. Okay, I see what her eye color is. Sometimes it helps to have multiple photos. When doing these pet portraits, I do like having more than just one photo to go off of because of things like this, where it's like, oh, I might need it to, you know, like her eyes look dark here, but I want it to still be true to her, so I lighten them up, but I don't want to like necessarily change her eye color. So for her eye color, I am, since she has like those golden cat eyes, I'm using a mixture of yellow, yellow ochre, burnt sienna, and burnt umber. And then, of course, for her pupils, I'm going to mix black with the burnt umber. This will be actually quite fun because since everything else in the painting is more cold except for her eyes, which will be that yellow, which this is more of like a cold yellow anyway, but it'll really, her eyes will stand out like perfect cat eyes and look really cool. All right, so gonna put this over to the side, bring this painting forward. And let's start with this eye here. Just gonna go in with that yellow. Even though her eyes are yellow, she still has many colors in them. All different kinds of browns. Brown, here we go. Oh my gosh. And I'm just color blocking right now. Softening up edges. So I color block now and then I'll blend later. I want to get around the edges here. Really blend them. I know she kind of looks scary right now, huh? With the eyes not blended, huh? And the white people. It looks like fire eyes. And then I'm using this one to blend. I'm just blending all the colors, starting with the light first, and then moving through the medium and then the dark. Aw, thank you, Win. Thank you. She is a pretty kitty. I'm smudging. This fuzzy made the eye smudge. No! At least I can blend it. And add a little bit more yellow, kind of lighten up a little bit more. There's a fuzzy. Fuzzy, be gone. She almost has like good Halloween cat eyes. She'd make for a good Halloween cat. There we go. Almost done with this eye. Almost done. I gotta make a lighter yellow. Add a little bit more dimension. Yellow, like kind of like red, is a bit of a tricky color where there's not a whole lot of variance. And you almost have to use other colors around it to make it look like it's that color. Like I'm using browns and orange to make this yellow look yellow. Got paint on my elbow. Oh well. That's how it is as an artist. To get paint everywhere. Actually, for the most part, I'm pretty good not getting paint completely on myself. And as for the pupil, there we go. Now she really looks like she's coming to life, huh? I swear, once you get like the eyes in there, you really have their personality. There we go. Aw, thank you, Win. Thank you. Yeah, I'm really happy with how this piece is churning out for sure. Especially the eyes. I'm always so like nervous with the eyes because I don't know, just so much story and personality is told with the eyes that if I mess those up, it'll mess everything else up. So, uh, but yeah, I'm like, if I can do the eyes well, everything else will be okay. Oh my gosh. I can't believe what time it is. This is crazy. You know what? I'm gonna try to finish up this other eye in that time. I don't know if I'll be able to do it because of how long the other eye took me, but at least maybe I can get it started. I do like how these eyes do look like they're glowing. Perfect for cat eyes, right? Oh, thank you, and thank you for believing in me. I'm gonna try to get this last little bit done in the time I have left. Can definitely try. Yeah, and as I'm finishing this up, as for Wednesday, um, not completely sure what I will work on. Possibly this. Um, yeah, there are many aspects of it that I can't work on. I won't be able to work on because I'm still waiting for parts to dry. But the background I don't think needs much work. I am gonna redo this part here though. Um, but then that'll be it. So that'll be a very short painting session. Maybe I don't want to do that. So I might work on ears. I have lots of ears to work on. Oh my gosh. So many ears. So many ears. I also have a tail commission to work on. Maybe I could work on the tail if you guys want to see some tedious hand sewing. I do have that. Kind of commission from a friend to they cosplay Alistair from Hazbin Hotel, and then they asked me to make his little deer nub tail. I have made a pattern for the nub, but I just haven't I haven't experimented with it or any of that. I'm probably gonna make a mock-up before I move on to the red fur because I only have enough red fur now to make one nub tail. So it's kind of like I can't mess up. So I might make it, since it's essentially a deer tail, it just has a little curl at the end. But yeah, I have like some fur, like especially my tan fur. That's been great for tail mock-ups. Might work on that, maybe. Or I have ears. I have so many ears that need to be painted. Might work on that. Oh. Yeah, you're not wrong, Evo Leia. It is. It's so funny that each yeah, I know the US is so big that each like kind of like section of the US has like a different accent. And I mean, I think it's almost like each person, some are more pronounced than others. Just like anywhere else in the world, you know, like some people from one region have a really strong accent, while like people from that same region don't necessarily. It's just how they talk. So, but yeah, I know. It's so funny. It's like, well, here in America, we don't just have like one accent. There's many. I mean, I think you can say the cosplayer's name. I'm not sure who you're talking about when, but I don't know. Um, yeah, I think like all accents, everyone has like their quirks to it, or different ways of saying words. I would imitate all of them, but I can't do that. I'm not very good at imitating voices or accents or anything like that. I don't have that skill. I think it's great when people do, though. Really? Oh, wait. Oh. When I got so confused, I combined both your comments of the accents and the cosplayer together. So I thought you were talking about like this cosplayer has this accent. And I was like, I don't know who you're talking about, but sure. Like, there's so many. Like, and then you're like, June. And I'm like, Dream a cosplay. And I'm like, Dreamer Cosplay doesn't have a New York accent. What are you talking about? And then I realized it was two separate things. You were commenting about accents as one thing, and then you're commenting about the tail as another thing. But yes, I am making the Alistair Nub tail for Dreama Cosplay. Yes. Which Dreama Cosplays, uh, Alistair's really, really good. If any of you have seen it, really good. I don't think they're keeping it a secret that I'm making them a nubtail, so I think it's fine. I mean, their Alistair cosplays no secrets, so I don't know. I I find sometimes some people like to keep the like commissions a secret, which I don't know why. Um unless if it's like there was I have been asked before for people to not share what I'm commissioning because they don't want their project to be released until the release date, which that's totally fine. I won't say anything. Or there's some people who just don't want it posted on social media, which is fine. I won't talk about it. Um, hurts me a little bit when people request that I don't post on social media until a certain date because it's like I when I work, I also use this time as like content creation. So it's kind of like it's not then I have to work on two projects, one for content creation and my own work, and then also decide the commission. It's so much easier when I can just have the commission also as my content creation. And it's kind of like I'm doing two things at once. But which I don't know if people fully understand or realize. But like for a release of a game, um, like I'll just say it. I won't say names, but I was approached by kind of more like a con friend, someone that I know from the con community and that kind of thing. And this couple wants to develop a game, and they were like, "Hey, that would be cool if you could commission." Nothing's happened yet. Um, it's still in a lot of working process, but I was asked to not post anything until the release, which I totally understand stuff like that because sometimes it's like as a creator, as like a game developer, it's like you want to keep it all a secret until it's fully released and you want to like leak out certain things. Completely get that, you know? And I'm all for that. And I'm like, I will totally honor that. But then there's some people that is like, I just want this pretty painting, but please don't like post it until you're done with it. And I'm like, okay. They're like, I don't want to see spoilers. I'm like, I will honor your wishes, but it'll just take longer. I want you to know that. Yeah, that's what I always tell people. Like, if you don't want me posting your the commission I'm working on for you until a certain date, just know the only thing it costs you more is time because it'll just cost you more in time because now I can't just solely work on the commission. I have to work on other projects for content creation. I guess I end up doing that anyway. Like now I'm like working on this and I'm working on ears, but sometimes I don't know, things happen. Sometimes it's like, okay, I need to do something else rather than just post me working on ears. I've made several posts of that. Like, what else can I post? That's why I'll like show little sneak peeks, like little like close ups, and say I'm doing something. Alrighty. Just gonna smooth out this pupil here, and then I'll call it a stream there. Went a little over time, but that's okay. I would rather be at a good stopping point. I mean, I could, and I've thought about it, but the only fee that I really cost is time. Because there are some people that it's like, I want my thing now. And I'm like, well, it'll cost you, it'll cost you time. So that is the fee, is time. You know, I will say I've been blessed with people who, like, with my commissions, people that I've actually done, like, a full and through commission for, everyone's been super understanding about how much time it like how much time it takes to create a painting or cosplay project, or even time that, you know, I have commissions in front of them and people are okay and understanding. I've been very blessed. Not everyone is like that. um I've run into things like that in the past where people weren't so understanding, not with my own job, but with like when I worked and did henna art on people. Sometimes people didn't even want to wait 10 minutes. So like I'd be doing henna on one person and someone else would come in and be like, "Hey, I want a henna." And then I'd be like, "Okay, it's going to take me like 5-10 minutes to finish this person," and that person wouldn't even want to wait. They would just leave and they wouldn't come back and they would be so frustrated. So I walked into, like, when I first starting this business, I got scared, like, oh no, what if people and their commissions, like, they're like, wait, what do you mean it takes several months to do? I want my painting now. And I've been blessed I haven't had that experience. I'm always scared it'll happen. Please, universe, don't send me any of those people. I don't want that. I don't want that stress of like, I want my thing now. Everyone's been super gracious, and I'm really, really grateful for that. I mean, sure, there's been some people who seem impatient or not understanding of how much time it takes, but all those people have never, everything's always fallen through. Like, I'll just see them at a show and they'll be like, "Oh, I want this thing. When do you think you'll get it to me?" And I'll be like, "Oh, this time." And then they're like, "That's too long." And I never hear from them again, which those people I can brush off so easily. I'm just like, okay, well, that's their problem, not my problem. But anyone that I've like actually sitting and doing the commission, no one's been DMing me and like, "Hey, is it done? Is it done? Is it done?" Thankfully, I've never experienced that. No, I actually feel very blessed to have Like, so far, everyone I've done commissions for has been super kind, understanding of time, and really awesome to work with. And I'm really grateful for that. Yes, I've had picky people, but actually, all those picky people never follow through. Like, these super ultra picky people have never committed to anything. So, anyone that I've had a like commission where I go full and through, everyone's been super, super like just like open and trusting that I know what I'm doing. And they'll be like, hey, I want you to do this for me, and just have fun with it, you know? And I feel really blessed to have all those kinds of clients. I have a theory though. I have a theory I want to hear from fellow artists. Thinking about making an actual post about it because I'm curious if other people agree with me, other artists agree with me or not. I swear that the pickier the person, the less serious they are. And the people who just like the artist's work and trust the artist, and they're like, hey, this is my concept, have fun with it, are the ones who are the most serious. And I'm curious. I'm curious if other artists feel the same way or have experienced the same thing in general. I'm not saying like all the time, like 100% of the time, but saying just in general. All right, I have gone over my time long enough, but I wanted to come to a good stopping point today. And I will flip it around. My gosh, her eyes really look like they're glowing. She got Halloween cat eyes. I know, they're really glowing. I think actually that's how the camera is picking up on it because in person they don't look that bright. I think the camera is just really bringing up that yellow. Alrighty. And also too, I think it'll tone down because there's more shadows in the eyes too. There's more shadow under the chest and the jaw, um, around the nose, and I'll deepen those up in the second layer. So I think with the second layer, the colors I have around here will even out with the eyes, so they won't look so like uh jack-o'-lanterny. They look like a jack-o'-lantern. It's just trust the process. I swear, I know what I'm doing. Oh my gosh, I know, right? I have glow in the dark orange paint too. I definitely could do that. Aww. Of course. Thank you guys for all being here for me. I really appreciate all of you. I do. Ah, I do. And thank you for hanging out. I think I made really good progress today. I got more done than I thought I was going to do, so that's a plus. Alrighty. So, as for tomorrow's stream, most likely working more on ears because I gotta let this dry. But yeah, so that'll be it. Same time tomorrow. Alrighty. Thank you everyone for joining, and I'll see you next time. Alrighty, bye!